The crowd get excited. Walsh thrown it forward a mile. It's gone forward. It's gone forward more than a mile.
Game day, people. It's got to be one of the longest Saturdays of my life. Now I'm just heading off. It's 9:15 p.m. Gonna go watch us take on the Broncos. Yeah, like I said, it's been a very, very, very long day. I'm pretty tired, actually. I'm very tired. I'm up north visiting my parents, and I'm about to go and drive over to a pub. Been to this pub before. Last time I was there was for the Eels game and they had a power cut, so fingers crossed, Fano, I make it. But let's get it. Let's get it, Warriors. Up the Warrior Nation over there in Australia. Hopefully I can hear those fans over there in Suncorp Stadium loud and proud. Let's go. I've just arrived at the pub. Open only pub, shout out Open only pub in Hokianga. Got my flag. There's a couple people. There's a couple people in here. There's a couple people. Not a heaps of people, but let's go. Let's go.
Very much like an origin field here. What about this Broncos team? They are in full strength, fully rested.
1 minute later.
Looming out the back was Klokstad, who comes up with yet another try. That combination's great, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you have a look at the tries that they've.
A few moments later.
The eyes of Walters looking out fools everyone, and he.
Reynolds is chasing. DWZ has a double. We go to the margin. Pompey second.
24-12 halftime. 24-12 halftime. Man, when Dallin scored their first try, I thought, yeah, this is us. This is us. The Warriors are gonna roll on. We're gonna keep them down there, but no. Broncos, this is the Broncos. The Broncos don't lay down. What's killing us is their offloading, very unpredictable. Some of those kicks that Pompey, I know Pompey's trying out there to get those kicks over. If it was at Mount Smart Stadium, he would be getting every single one of those kicks, right? But it's not at Mount Smart Stadium. It's a preliminary final. It's in Suncorp Stadium. There's 50,000 fans there. The pressure is on the brother. Yeah, just a couple of little errors, but Broncos are a class side, and when they get a roll on, they're very, very difficult to stop. So when they get a roll on, they're doing these offloads. Reece Walsh is joining the line at massive speed. So yeah, 24-12. I'll take 24-12. You know, when they scored last, and it was 24-8. If they'd scored again, it could have been night. Could have been good night. Could have been good night to us, but they didn't. We scored, and we missed our third conversion. But yeah, it's all on. It's all on for the next 40 minutes. Up the wires. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can come out with. The one thing I would say though is I think we did leave it. Webby left it pretty long to bring on our interchange, our bench. I would have preferred him to come on around about that 20 minutes ago. I think he brought on Walks. I think it was like 15 minutes ago, and then like Jazz 10 minutes ago. So, you know, I wonder why that was. I know there was some pretty tired bodies out there.
And Reynolds and Walsh, the crowd get excited. Walsh has thrown it forward a mile. It's gone forward. It's gone forward more than a mile, and Brisbane have run away to score.
Tamare Martin, it goes 2 metres forward.
That's a howler. And so's that.
It's an absolute howler.
Unleash the hounds on the bunker rule on forward passes.
Full time. Yep. That's us. That's our season. Our season's done. Our season's finished. What a season this has been. What a season this has been for the Mighty Warriors. Fans and the whānau. And yeah, look, tonight we've got to give the respect where the respect's due. You can see there's a bit of a difference between us and them. Us, we couldn't contain their offloads. They got X-Factor players. I thought Reece Walsh had a really good game. I know the headlines are going to be those kind of forward passes. A lot of fans are going to be upset and going on social media and just being really upset. But like, I'm going to be honest with you guys, pretty proud, very, very proud of the boys from where we were last year to where we are right now, and also really proud of the fans at Suncorp Stadium. I could hear them on the TV screen. But yeah, look, hey. And all you guys as well, it's going to be saying Adam Pompey missed all those kicks. It wouldn't have made much of a difference. Honestly, it wouldn't have made a hell of a difference. I did like in the last 4 or 5 minutes we started playing touch. Right, start throwing the ball around. Start being a little bit unpredictable. And look, is what it is, guys. Full time, our season's done. These guys will carry on. These guys will carry on to play Penrith. Good luck to them. I watched the Penrith and Storm game last night, but I just want to say immensely proud of being part of this Warriors journey, and to all the boys out there that really tried. They really tried to. Yeah, but look, tonight we just didn't have it. We just didn't have it tonight. I even said in our Monday night corridor, hopefully tonight doesn't end up to be what the Knights' night was last week, right? Because the Knights' night last week was very different to that. It was very different. I know we got spanked. I know it was a blowout, but I consider that game, the Knights game against the Warriors, very different to the Warriors versus the Broncos. So I was hoping that wasn't going to happen tonight, and it happened tonight. So full credit to them. Massive respect to them. They're a good side. Well drilled team, X factor players that can turn a game. It's very easy for them to get down to make those to make those meters and everything. So up the wires, loved it. Didn't like us losing, but it's okay there's no shame in losing to a team like the Broncos. So
obviously disappointed with the score. It would have been great if we had won, obviously, but even just to have a closer score would have been better. I thought we started off really well, thanks to Arthurs. I think he still thought he had a Warriors jersey on and gave us that ball, and we managed to capitalise on it. And I think, we're in a bit of a tussle for a little bit, but Broncos showed, what they're made of. And I think tonight, they really showed, how good they are. And I think it started from their forwards. Their forwards were bending the line. They were landing on their fronts, and also making it hard for us to control the ruck. And they were just able to offload that ball at will. And they just clapped our defence. And you saw what Walsh and Mam and that can do. Now, obviously, I thought, the first half was close. And some of those decisions by the referees, if we had to be honest, probably swung the momentum a bit in that second half. But I think, if I had to be totally honest, I think the Broncos showed that they're a class above them and the Panthers. And, it's not a bad thing. It is what it is. I think with some of our additions next year and another preseason under the boys' belt, I think we'll be able to come back stronger and close that gap. So proud of the boys, proud of the season. Unfortunate with tonight, but, I'm still hearty, up the wires, still love the Warriors and can't wait to see what they do next year. That's me.
Yeah, so I know the boys didn't play their best game, far from it, and we know that they're capable of a lot more, but I think I did say, it might have been in our group chat or somewhere else, that, if the boys were going to win, it had to be on the back of their hard mahi and not leave it up to the ref. And I just think there were quite a few calls that went against the boys, and we all know, we've fucking been Warriors fans for long enough to know that's what's going to happen. I just think it was sort of chosen before we even kicked off. I think, I don't know if you have seen it, but it's plastered all over social media, all the Aussie fucking sports media and journos want a Penrith and a Broncos grand final, and now they have their wish. But we're a force to be reckoned with next season, with another pre-season under our belt, with RTS and CHT coming back. We'll definitely be in that top four again next year, ain't no doubt about it. Anyway, lads, have a good night, have a good sleep. Peace. Warriors all day, baby.
Yeah, kia ora team. I don't know, I don't, like, Aaron's fine though. Everyone came around, parked up, watched the game, and it was, you know, they were all kind of, oh, you're right, bro. It was like, I don't feel as gutted as you know, but I was watching the game and just kind of spotting the analytical side of me kicked in once it was clear that the Broncos kind of, yeah, no, they were definitely a class up. I think when you look back on last week's game and this week's game, even in the first 5 minutes, we were our defense was it just wasn't as tight, wasn't as organised, wasn't as aggressive, you know. I mean, everyone's already said it. The speed of the ball, the offloads, and all that stuff. Them on attack, yeah, no, they were. Fuck, they had some pace to burn, man. Yeah, shitty call on the forward passes, but hey, we're Warriors fans. You know, we're used to that bullshit. Admittedly, we haven't had badass calls like that for a long time, but it is what it is. But yeah, you know, I hope the Broncos go do a number on the Panthers next week. Yeah, I hear you, Tarns, and yeah, I'm not feeling gutted really. You know, it's like I think a big thing for me that I picked up more so in the second half, the last 20 was like this. So that when we talked about systems and processes, I think it was clearly evident that as soon as the boys had come away from that, we just lost all direction, all form. Everything just went out the door. A lot of individual play. A lot of the guys just looked lost, you know, in their last 20 minutes. Didn't help Pompey got sent off, but yeah, but you know, it's been a good season, and so we're the third best team in the comp. Would have been nice to be first, but hey, you know, imagine how the players feel. and Webby, and yeah, so I don't feel as bad as you know, it's just like, oh well, it's always next year. We say that shit, I'm usually saying that shit fucking 3 weeks ago. Yeah, 3-4 weeks ago, so yeah, but anyway.
Morning team. Still feeling pretty lost for words, but I'll just string some sentences together and see how we go. Really disappointing. I thought we'd do a lot better than what we did. Game like that, you've really got to have a lot of your team playing almost career best games, and we had too many players that had pretty lackluster games. Full credit to the Broncos, such a strong, dominant team, much like the Panthers, to be fair. We've come a long way in a year. If you had said to me at the start of the year that we'd finish top 4 playing the Broncos in a preliminary final, I think you're probably talking a bit of shit. But yeah, it shows how much we've got to turn it around again in order to be competitive next year, because both those teams are going to be super strong next year, and there'll probably be other teams up there with them as well. So while we've had a big turnaround, we've got to have another big turnaround again. I'm sure we've got the capabilities for that. We've got a good team. We've got a good nucleus of that team still going to be around next year. We've got some good players coming on board as well. And I reckon our players, as well as our coaching staff, would have learnt a lot. I thought it was really interesting. At the start of the game, I took note of how tired Andrew Webster looked. Like he was in territory he hadn't been in before. So he'll learn a lot from that, and he'll come out better for it as well, as the players will too. So yeah, hope the boys are doing okay. Like, we're feeling pretty shit out as fans, but imagine what those players are feeling like, eh? So really hope the country rallies in behind them and shows them plenty of love, plenty of support. And yeah, on to bigger and better things next year. Cheers.